Is it confusing? Any of them you want me to explain? It's fine. So far, happy. I'm very happy. What form are you? Form 1. And now form 1, I say, I'm young to us. Young to us. Let's go together. Now, the third one. Blessed are the teenagers who prefer a few years on loneliness than a whole life of misery. Blessed are the teenagers who develop their bodies physically, for it pleases God. Blessed are the teenagers who study their lessons well, so they may develop their intellectually. No, the prophet didn't go. So they may develop intellectually. Let me move on to the bit. So again, I could share this with you if you want. There's a few of them left. Blessed are the teenagers who refuses all form of illegal drugs, liquor and tobacco, for they are not good for the mind. Blessed are the teenagers who love and honor their parents, for they will live long. Blessed are the teenagers who respect their teachers, for they will be greatly honored. Blessed are the teenagers who treat others as they treat themselves, for it is in a good in the eyes and the sight of God. Blessed are the teenagers who do not cheat or lie in school or at home, for they will grow as children of God. Blessed are the teenagers who give their heart to Jesus when they are young, for when they are old, they will receive rich reward. Hallelujah. I think this is enough, even for you, if I don't even add anything, isn't it? Which of them do you remember? Which of them? Take the microphone. Which of them?
Blessed are the teenagers who study their lessons. Yes.
Take it. Which one are you taking home with you? It will come to you next time, so pay attention. Do you remember one? Where are you looking? Yeah. Take this one if it's not working.
Blessed are those who realize love.
Let's go. The first one. Love is not last. For they will receive what reward? They will what? They will be virgins until they are married. And they will get double portion. And they will never have anything waking up and thinking, somebody have to hug me. I need somebody to hold me. Foolishness, isn't it? So thank you. A big clap. Let's move on quickly. So now, what are some of the things that you can do? I talked to you about you are purposely created by God. So you have a purpose. Each of you have a purpose. It's very, very necessary. In the whole world, we have 3 levels of career path you can take. And this one goes for the college students as well. So I'll be needing you to move away from your phones and concentrate, because I really need you here. Now, when you put every class of discipline, industry, we have 3. And the 3, we have people who are just getting by. They wake up as the time goes. They never chose the course they want to study when they were even in senior high school. At the university or college, they are doing courses that they probably don't even like. They have finished. Now they have a job. It's not paying them too bad. But they wake up every day asking themselves, why do I even go to work? I'm not happy. And I know there might be one or two people here who feel like that. And you are not alone. I've seen that the current generation are going through a lot of trouble. So people ask me, even as a career advisor, do you focus on your passion, or you develop yourself something that will put money on the table and food into your stomach? And I say both of them is important. But on this continent, you could have a passion, but there's no point for you to follow your passion and be broke. So, sometimes, if you have decided to do social science, if you have decided to do business, if you are doing science, whatever you have chosen, focus on it and give it the 100% concentration. When you finish your university and doing your masters, you can now drift over into something you have a passion to do. Are we together what I'm talking about? So you have a purpose, but getting by, you are in it. Nothing pushes you, you don't have any motivation. And there are a group of people who are getting on. They have realized that they are not, but they are doing the effort so that they can be on. But that challenges and the difficulties, the situation, they are a little bit better off than those in the first group. But where I would like each of you to be is the last one, getting ahead. Do you know what time it is? You wake up and you are excited. It's not those who go for nursing training, and the first question they ask you, why do you want to be a nurse? And the answer has been the same. Everywhere, even in my house, they all tell me, I'm very caring. I am caring, Papa. If he pains somebody, he pains me. They will answer all this, but let them finish, qualify, work as a nurse, and go and slip your mouth and insult them. They will forget that they are even Adventists. Mercy. Let's continue. What picture do you see here? Tomorrow morning when you wake up, let this picture be your focus. You could see a little cat. When the cat looks into the mirror, what does the cat say? Don't mess up your now. It is just the beginning. I didn't have a shoe when I was in school. Even when I dressed officially, I was wearing trainers. I went to Aguna SDA on every Sabbath, white with your black tie. And recently, I can tell you how many people were copying from me even as a young person. I was a role model. And recently, I picked up one of my pictures at Aguna SDA, and I realized that white with my tie, but I was wearing sneakers, Kambu. But that is all my parents could afford. Even that, now I realize that I was even better off than other people. When you look at the mirror, you see this face of yours. This face will, in your mind, make you think, I'm too little. I want to be more. I'm going to ask 4 of you here. Would you want to be a first lady? You know who is a first lady, right? Take it. Just yes or no. Do you want to be a first lady? Do you want to be a first lady? No. Why? Why don't you want to be a first lady? You know the first lady. Yeah. Why don't you be a first lady? Give me a reason quickly. Let's go. It will be stressful. What are stress? No, Johnny. You're crazy. Who's on now? Fast stress. You're stress. How can they pass it on? Would you want to be a first lady? Yes, you want to be a first lady. Okay, so let me ask all of you. How many of you wouldn't want to be a first lady, but something else? Any of you? Any of you? You bring the microphone. Sister Coach, you are good though. What else do you want to be? You want to be a lawyer, but not a first lady. But you can be a first lady and a lawyer. But I kind of agree with you. Because when you are a first lady, then it means that your husband is what? The president. Is that not? But look, let me put something in your head. When you start wanting to be a first lady, that is the first failure you have in your head as a lady growing up. Put it into your head. I want to make the first gentleman in Ghana. If your husband is the first gentleman, who are you? Hey, where's your bro? So most of my dream, crying, my dream, as I did that day. Hey, what the Bankunacha and as a kinky? So if your husband is the first gentleman in Ghana, then who are you? Why don't you want to be a president? I want to be a first lady. A first lady. Who is a first lady? Now, one and president. You call your president. They make somebody the first gentleman. In fact, Ghana, we are even waiting for a first gentleman too long. So grow up and come and make more first gentlemen. Are we together? That is how you condition your mind when you are growing up. So if you see that picture, that is what he say. It's just the beginning. But you're going to be able to go to the next level. Let's get on quickly. I want to add a few things. I'll skip this one. So write it down. D, write what you see there. DP plus HE is equal to SS. Write it down for me. You got it? And write what it means. Do you use glasses? Do you want to sit forward? Come and sit forward. You can't see. You are squinting your eyes. So never sit at the back of a classroom again. Come and sit up front. Feel comfortable. I have a friend who is an elder at church, and I'm having a conversation. She was in the same university with the vice chancellor of University of Ghana. And he said something. The vice chancellor will always sit at the front seat. I said, Elder, but what was your usual sitting position? I said, I'm always at the back. And I'm saying, no, no. You don't know your vice chancellor. Now, it was not in it to know. Hey, learn how to sit up front. Your eyes can see well, and you are sitting at the back and you are squinting. No, come sit up front. If you ask the lecturer, can I stand because I can't see? Speak up. Are we together? Have you finished this one? So write this down. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. Write it down. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. You younger generation, learn how if things are not going well, you will speak about it. Let them not like you about it. But what you say is important. How you say it, it has to be respectful. Are we together? So a closed mouth is a closed word. Destiny. You cannot sit on the throttle and the driver is recklessly driving and God is in heaven and you have the trouble praying to God who is in heaven. When the driver is misbehaving and a word from you could get him to do what is right, speak up. That's what the AY and Pathfinders get us to do. Sometimes too tribalistic, it is not godly. Are we together? A closed mouth is a word. You are seated on a bus. You want to ease yourself, but you will never speak, and you are making faces on the bus. You wee yourself. You're going to wee yourself. Instead of just opening your mouth, something is holding your mouth, and one person will say, driver, I want to eat, and everybody is getting down. A closed mouth is what? A closed destiny. Some of you, for our inability to even speak up, we have been shortchanged. Our inability to speak up. Sometimes even in your own parents, when they suggest something, share your view. Mommy, what about if we do it this way? Mothers like children who have critical mind. That is the only way you can change what you have to change. Are you getting it? A closed mouth is a closed word. Destiny. Your classmate. You go with your classmate. He has certain behavior and he doesn't want to change. You've been telling your friend all the time. He won't listen to you. If that classmate mess up, they say, show me your friend and I'll show you what? A closed mouth is what? You live in a passenger house. This woman has been beating the children, beat them mercilessly all the time, shouting at them. And that child behavior, when he's walking, he cannot even think right. And the best you can do, and your mother will say, he's spoiling the child. Is that all? No. Even if you have to call social welfare, that's if you work in Ghana. Call the social welfare and say this child deserves to be brought up better than this mother or this woman. A closed mouth is a closed word. I've seen young people growing up in this church. And when they finish university, they don't come. And they say the church is boring. If the church is boring and you are part of it, are you not bored than anybody else? It means you are boring. Are we together on the point? So a closed mouth is what? A closed destiny. What I've put there makes sense. His name, little boy called Johnny. Johnny find himself in church. On that Sabbath, he sat at the front pew. The pastor was preaching, and the sermon topic was impossibility of God. And when the preaching was on, he was sitting down there and he was whispering a word, Tokyo, Tokyo, Tokyo. When the sermon was over, the pastor was shaking hand. The pastor said, Johnny, what is wrong with Tokyo? He said, Pastor, yesterday in my geography exams, one question I was supposed to get right. What is the capital town of France? Pastor, I chose Tokyo. But after the exams, everybody around me got me, including myself, to realize it was a wrong answer. But today I came to church with a burden on my heart. But your preaching has shown me. Pastor, I got to know that God can do everything in anything. So I'm smiling already. I'm asking the Almighty God you have preached the sermon on, not to move any mountain, not to create river in a desert. But the only thing I want him to do is just to change the capital town of France to Tokyo for me. The pastor looked at Johnny and all his hope. And he said, Johnny, little Johnny, I'm going to disappoint you. God Almighty will never change the capital town of France to Togo. To what? Tokyo. You have to go and rewrite the exams. And when you go, remember the capital town of France is not what? Tokyo. The boy was disappointed, but the pastor was right. That is exactly what you see there. God will do his part. So the woman you and I believe in, Ellen White, she put it this way. God will not send angels from heaven to come and do what you and I have to get up and do. And that's why when you want to wee, you go to the bathroom. You don't sit there and say, God, I feel like weeing. Wee for me. God will not wee for you. Are we together? So he's saying that the union, this is the two coming together. One of them will not work. Oh. Are you listening carefully? Divine power with human effort. You have a responsibility to do what you are doing. If your study is not good, start studying more than everybody else. When people are sleeping, you know yourself and you know your level. Wake up and catch up. Are we together? God will do its part. You could come to church and we will pray for you to pass the exams. But if you don't study well, you're going to fail, sister. Are you with me? Do you know the man who was very short in the Bible? Very, very short. Do you know that man? What's the man's name?
Zacchaeus.
Are you sure? What tree did he climb?
A sycamore tree.
Were you there? You and I were not there. But she's right. But let's reverse that story. If that man did not know how to climb a tree, how would he have gotten on top of the tree? So point your finger to your sister or your brother. Point your finger. I said, listen to me. Oh, come on, come on. Say it loud. Listen to me. I'm preparing to climb. Because tomorrow, tree will be my opportunity. So I'm learning how to climb a tree today for the unknown tomorrow. You better learn with me. Because if you don't, and I see the tree, and Jesus is at the corner, and I'm climbing, and I get up there, and you are down there, and I'm looking for a houseboy or house girl, you are the one I'll come for. Because my glory will be high. So help me God. Amen. So preparation is so important as young people. It's not everything your parents tells you that are wrong that you do. So let me share with you. Recently in my neighborhood, I was going for a walk. A child about 4 years, perhaps he's not even up to 4. I saw this little girl coming from the house with the mother. The mother is trying to put the girl and dragging the girl, and the girl is pointing, something have gone into my foot. Though she was wearing slippers. So I was curious, I stopped. I stretched my hands, and immediately the child just came into my mind. And I lifted. The mother said, Obwa, she's lying. Put her down. I said, no. I think something has gone into her foot. So the mom held her, and I turned the foot upside down. Used my hand to check every part, including all the toes. I couldn't see a thing. There's nothing. But when I'm putting her down, she's crying. And the mother said, if you don't get down, I will give you some slap. You, this girl, who are you cheating and lying to? Put her down. Because you want me to pick her. That's why she's doing that. Put her down. Come on. When the mother said, I put her down. And now the mother said, come and sing. He held the hand and they were going. But I stopped again and asked the mother, this child was given to you by God. Innocently she came. Why would a child before 4 years is pretending to have something at the foot when there's nothing there? What's any papa? Because the father was not there. As soon as he said he's like the father, I couldn't confirm that from the father. So I said, let's cut this story up. But take care of this innocent one. Because he was like a slate. He didn't know a thing. But at the age of 4, if this child is capable to pretend something is choking and there's nothing, this child, when she grows up, your child today, our president tomorrow, we are in trouble. What have you learned from your parents that you, realizing what the Bible says and a good example from other people, you realize it was wrong? Who want to share one with me? Any of you? Your parents said it. The telephone ring. Your mother picked the call. And he says that, my husband is not at home. And your father, oh yeah, your mother does that, right? Oh, you are not the only one who. So when you grow up and consigns you a Japadier, because you didn't do anything, oh, hey, you have everything to deal with that. So when you are lying, you won't blink. No, it's not true. It's not true. But you know in your, oh Lord, have mercy. Are we together? Are you learning something? Are you learning something? Recently, I was speaking to some teachers. And one of the teachers said, senior high school. And that prince asked me to speak to that school. And then one of them said, Doctor, what about the people who do not respect us? Some of the students don't respect us. As soon as we speak, our accent alone, they know where we come from. They don't respect us. That thing, we need to deal with it. And when I picked when I was answering the question, I said to him, it's a difficult one. We all have to work on it. Because sometimes our parents tell us when we're growing up not to respect certain people. God forgive our parents. God have a reason for creating everybody. Did you have a choice where you wanted to be born? As a matter of fact, some of you, if you knew you were being born into Ghana, you wouldn't have even come. Some of you. So one of the radio presenters said it jokingly, ever since if I have to go into my mother's room and I hear, Chim, I will never come out. But when I hear, push, I will come like a crow on my body. Are we together? But you see, you did not decide to God where you want to be born. Parents gave birth to you. I had a conversation with my mother because at that time I was a young and a very naive. So I thought that my father could do better. And I was complaining. My mother said, sit down. Oh, sit down. Why? Why? I said, you too, mommy. When you were looking for a man to get married to, why didn't you marry somebody else apart from this man? And he said, hey, be careful with your mouth. He's your father. I said, I know he's my father. But the other fathers, they are better. You are better. I struggle too much. And I said, Mama, but by the way, if you didn't get married to my father, who would you have gotten married to? He said, Mr. Paul. I said, now, Mr. Paul was no day. Was it not Uchitrata? Now, oh, Papa, no, a postmaster. Say, what's it? Who say on tray papa? What is our papa? Oh, papa postmaster, dear, so ni my dear, me man no mu dear. Mr. Paul, dear, no trata. And I'm saying, you see, you will never understand the genesis of your progression. Where God has given birth to you through your parents, God should have a reason that you will never understand, but He has a reason. Never disrespect somebody because he's poor today. Never even disrespect people who probably are not as intelligent with you in school. You will never know how tables turns. So get that. Respect everybody. Respect every teacher. Even if you have heard otherwise and you have been conditioned to do so. You, look, don't discriminate. Everybody respect them. The Beatitude even says that. Respect for humankind. Everyone. Respect for authority and respect for the property of the school. It is all part of it. You cannot be a Christian and be lying and destroying things and then going on demonstration and trying to destroy things. You are not. You are not. That is not godly. Are we together? It is so very necessary and it's also very important. I'll skip here, but check this one. You are free to make your choices, but you are not free from the consequences of your choices. Therefore, even at this age, just remember, you are the product of your choices. And that is why your parents, when they are deciding for you, have a say. Are we together? You are the product of what? Your parents never ask you, who is your best friend? Is in school. What's the friend's name?
Hawa.
Hawa. Did your parents tell you when you go to school, have a friend called Hawa?
No.
You went and you chose Hawa. What was your decision for Hawa becoming your friend? No way off it. Oh, nice. Usiande. Esin. Would my dear sin? Wabon sin. You need to check all this. So you need to check this. It's not, is it the fact that you go together, you go and eat together, and you are lazy together, you sleep and you don't wake up on time. A child who is born, don't go and join a born child. Are we together? God have given you wisdom for you to think before you made a choice. I'll tell you one of them. My friend called Professor Adom, University of Ghana. Not until recently he was the hall tutor for Sabbath Hall. And I was with Dr. Adom when a young lady came and she was crying and said, "Doc, I beg you, change my room for me." And the doc said, some people don't even have a place to sleep. You have other people who join you, 4 of you in a room. That is standard. Why should I have to change the room? So Dr. Adom ignored the girl, and when I was passing, the girl came to me and said, "Please, he's your friend, talk to him. He needs to change me. I don't like the room." I said, "Young lady, let me listen to you. What is it?" And he said, "When I was coming to University of Ghana, my parents gave me cassava. You know cassava? And plantain. Not knowing we don't even pound fufu here. Nobody even told me. And when I brought it in the room, for 1 week I stay in that room, the 3 other people who have joined me, I look at their lifestyle. I look at the things they brought to school. Me, I'm from a poor home. So I was praying that by the grace of God, the room I will go to, at least somebody will even have small fridge so I can beg the person or somewhere to cook. But I noticed that the 3 other people who have joined me, I am better than them. This room, please change my destiny in the name of Jesus. I said, Prof, please, for my sake, change this girl immediately. You will kill her lifestyle. What she's saying, I understand it perfectly. Oh, what bon school? What done for so bon? 2 a bon for me. Number bon paya bre rough. Are we together? That is why God never chose our friends for us when we were growing up. To some of you, by the time you leave here, go and drop some of your friends like hot potatoes. How many of you also wake up and you feel like you even think about thing to do with sex even gets into your mind? I know this age sometimes it comes, right? Does it come to your mind sometimes? It does. How does it come? It comes like what? It comes like a butterfly, or this one is like elephant, or it comes like a cow. How does it come? Stop writing and listen to me. Those you don't want me to ask you. You are pretending to write anything. Does it come? It comes. It flies into your mind. It doesn't flash. Then your mind is dead. It will flash. But how you prevent the flash is what is important. Are we together? Take your time. Take your time. There is a time for what? Everything. Look, at the moment, you're developing yourself to the highest level. When I speak to level 100, and yesterday we were at UPSA. This is one of their president there. Seth. And then I was telling the level 100, your body can be ready for sex, but you are not ready for marriage. Let nobody deceive you. That is what he said, teenager. Don't confuse lust with what? Love. You level 100, he say you are in love. Even level 100 though. So if you say you are in love, something's wrong with your head. Are we together? I love him so much. Young boy minding my business in a country. When the pastor and everybody sees me going about, and I found a young lady and I said, I'm in love. I was so in love. Some people might have this story before. I loved her so much, Angela. She said she loved me too, and we love each other. And we are doing things that the pastor said we shouldn't even do. The Bible said we shouldn't even do. Until one day, Angela said it's over, and I said, I swear, you can't leave me. And she said, watch me. I'll leave you, pa. And then I fasted and I prayed and I said, God, I'm going to ask her finally. Let her say yes, God. Because my heart, I couldn't even eat. Oh. When I'm eating food, it tastes like cotton. When I eat food, when I'm walking somewhere and I hear love music, I start crying. Hey! I didn't know these things about love can make you Jimmy like that. Oh. Hey! And my brains were torturing. And after the fasting and prayers, I said, Angie, are you going to go? I said, watch me. I'm gone. Not that I'm going to go. I said, Angie, there's no point for me to leave. I will then die. And I wasn't joking. I looked at a cable wire there, like that. And it was a live cable. So I could tell that the wires are all over. I wasn't joking. And I touched it. In a country that they've never seen light of. And when I held on to the cable wire, I will even whisper a prayer. Father, in your hands, I live my life. And when I held on to the cable wire, I realized that I'm so fine. The energy was there. The eyes was open. And then I stopped there and said, what is this? It didn't kill me. And I checked again, and I realized it was a telephone wire. Thank God for telephone wire. I wouldn't be here talking to you. When they advise you and you let your lust take you into love, this is how you end up. And years after, I went and I saw Angie, my beautiful girl. I said, Angie, how are you? I'm fine. If the voice itself told you, I would have made a terrible mistake. You know, sometimes your eyes can see far and see no more. Everything is nice. But when you grow, you realize some things are not even nice. All that guilt test is not what? Gold. And that would be the exams for you to write. And then I remember Angela. I even thank God that I'm glad he let me go. This one there is not for you, for the seniors. So if anybody have broken your heart, let them go. He said that I'm the one who saw him first, and my roommate like the leave it for your roommate. The thing is not. So who said? I don't want to talk to my roommate. I don't talk to anybody. He took something, took word from you. The thing is not for both of you anyway. Oh Lord, have mercy. Are you listening? Okay, I'll add a few things. To it. So, the key negative behavior you avoid. The first one. This leads to a lot of trouble for you, so don't let it even come into your mind. Alcohol and smoking, kick it out. Bullying, and I don't believe any of you would do that and look at the face of God. If they did it to you, don't do it to somebody else. Are we together? I say you should grow up to do things better for the unborn. So if they did it to you and you didn't like it, then never do it to somebody else. That is the whole point. I'll be finishing so that you can ask questions. Disrespect for authority and property. It will limit the opportunities you have in life. It will destroy your reputation. And it will affect your discipline. Please stand for positions. I want to encourage each of you. How many of you are class reps? I like that. Let's give them a big clap. A big clap. A bigger clap. Now, we are the team that wins. A bigger clap. How many of you head girl? Do you have any head girl? You're a head girl in your school? Let's give a big clap. A bigger clap. Bigger clap. Some positions are better than some positions. Don't forget that. By any other position, you can chop for now, right? One person came to interview. What position were you? And he said, I was a bellboy. I said, bellboy. Bellboy, DJ. So, as far for positions, chop. Even if you go and you don't get it, you don't lose nothing. You are better off. At least they will say, the one that didn't win and you won, they will say, oh, she went for a head girl. She went for a head girl. Even that when you graduate, yeah, I went for a head girl, I didn't get it, and I've learned from it. And when you go to the university, that will encourage you to stand for something. So stand for something. Are we together? Good. I'm happy about that. And then let's move on. This is the final bit for you guys. This is the final bit for you guys. Positive behavior that drive academic success for you. Success. And each of them stands for something. So what does the S stand for? Self-discipline. The U stand for what? Understanding purpose. The C stands for commitment. And the other C stands for, I hope everybody bathe or bath before coming. Very important. Clean living. And the E stands for what? Excellence in what? Attitude. And the first S stands for spiritual grounding. And the final S stands for volunteer. Give back. That is something you should do for a purpose. Each of them, it talks about the reasons why this is important. I'm going to leave you here, but just the senior high school alone. You stand. Stand with me. The rest of you can sit. The senior high school, stand. Stand. And turn to the next person. I want you to stand with someone. Face to face. Face the person. And ask the person, what are you taking home with you? What have you learned so far? Let the person tell you. Start, talk to each other. Talk. All right, so sit down and ask questions. If you have any questions, ask. Because I believe that the arrangement we did, we should be getting rid of you so that I can concentrate on the rest of the people. So guys, any question that comes to mind?
Sir, please, when we're talking about the Beatitudes, the first one was to never confuse love with lust. So how would you know this is last or like the other is now? How will you differentiate it?
How would you know this is last and this is last? Let's give it to the college students. Let me go over here. I've seen a few of them there. Please answer it for. To give the microphone. Any of them, please pick. Madam, they are watching you. So answer for us. The young lady want to know what is the difference between lust and love. Now, by the way, why do you want to know this? What does you more last and love? About your own serious. But it's okay. It's good you ask. I appreciate it. Sis, help her for me. So, what is the difference between the two? What will be lust and what will be love? Use the microphone, please. Oh, you are also learning. Oh, who can help us? Who can help us with that question? I want the college people, please. Help us on. Should I come to your side? Give it a try. This is senior high school asking your sister, asking you what is lust and lust. Program now, where next? Where the health? Okay, Jay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I don't really know much about those things. But I would say love is a long term based something, and then for the last, it's like having a crush on somebody. It's and I said with the last, it's like I'm citing an example. Like when you have a crush on someone, it's something for a short period. You can see somebody and then you be like, oh, this guy is handsome. I like him. Not necessarily meaning that you love the person or you want to be in a committed relationship with the person. That's how I understand it.
Now, what is crush?
Having no, it's like having like a short desire for somebody. You like the person, but it's for a short period of time.
What is butterfly?
For that one, I don't know.
You don't know butterflies?
No.
Tell us about who knows butterflies? Huh?
It's an insect.
Butterfly is an insect. Why are they? What? Have you got the answer you're looking for? Or you got the answer you're looking for? Right? Fantastic. Any other question, guys? Any question? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I'll come there very soon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We ready? The microphone doesn't seem to work. Take this one. So he will suppress you. But what level are you? You are not a child, though. Are you part of the senior high school? Are you a senior high? So you're college, right? You are working. Yeah. So you are not. One thing I know, good leaders train people to be like them. But great leaders train people to supersede them. Are you following the argument? Right? In the Bible, when it started, it was Barnabas and Paul. Because literally, Barnabas introduced Paul. But it wasn't too long. The script were 10. Paul and what? Barnabas. A parent who have that mindset has a problem. He needs a psychological help. That is the bottom line. So, there are things that you will hear people mentioned, relate. Don't let that be your portion. Parents pray for their children to be better and to avoid the mistakes they made in life. That I call a good parent. And that is how the order of transition is supposed to really be.
So, my question was that people that are facing these challenges, what should we do?
God, you see, I said no parent can suppress you. Are you with me? It's your mindset. It's what they say to you that you put in your head. Right? We are first generation students. These are the ones who are in college. Their parents never went to school. We have those who parents went to school. But when they start doing the course, they can all perform that. You can't even tell the difference. So it's a mindset. Even if your own parents tells you would never do well, challenge that and say, Daddy, Mommy, what should I do to change this? If they don't have answers for you, count on God as always. God will still let you become who you want to become. That is why things that teachers even say to us doesn't suppress us. It gets us going. Are we together? So it's a mindset. What is it that you have heard in Trotro that you wake up and then it's an issue for you? What is that somebody says to you? There are people who normally will ask you for money. And if you don't give the money to them, they curse you. They case you. If that case worked on us, we would have been dead by now. Are you with me? Are you following? Yes. But because you didn't give them money, they will say something. And sometimes when you are walking, you think about that. They are not God, period. They cannot suppress you. The destiny is in God's hands. And that is what matters. Yes, sir? Yes, sir.
I would like to ask why, as Africans, our mindset is sharp, but most of the times, our minds are sharp, but most of the times, the mindset is diseased. How? Because comparatively, one African, before the age of 18, academically, they are very good everywhere. While they are staying in your house, when you go out there, you could see that the Africans are extremely excellent.
They are not part of this. Sorry, Eda. But they can have it. I think if you have enough, more than enough. Other than that, they were not factored into it. But it's fine. Yeah.
But after 18, 20, 21, the whites are doing better than Africa. I don't know.
Okay, so.
I'm talking about
Yeah. It will require a bit of research to be able to be conclusive on it. But we see it that way, but you realize that sometimes it is not the case across board. Sometimes the way some parents conditioned their children when they are growing up to let them feel that you are most important regardless of your color of your skin. Those children grow up not knowing what skin color they do have. So I think as parents, that is where we need to do quite a lot of work. The people around me, 3 things I take from their mind. Don't discriminate against somebody's tribe. In fact, don't discriminate against people's religion. And you should not discriminate and take one side as if that is all when it comes to political stand. For the past 10 years, I've working for the former president. But he never asked me to vote for anybody. I vote for who I want to vote for. You see, sometimes our minds are conditioned and we forget that we are programming our children for a troubled time ahead. So, I said parents, most parents, God should forgive us. Some of us are the worries in the lives of our children. Because we condition them before they leave the house. If your parents keep on telling you you can't do well, it's obviously that when you are even doing well, we are surprised. I don't want to do well. Are we together? So it's the conditioning, and that is exactly what I'm trying to work on. And for us, even as Adventists, we have what it takes as a roadmap. Ben Carson's story is a story for every single person. As a black boy, growing up in a family where he was so dumb, according to himself, couldn't even pass anything in class, said to himself, I'm a failure. Until the mother said, you are not. And one day when the mother got home and they were watching television, he switched the TV off. And he said, instead of sitting down to develop your dumb God-given brains, you are sitting down watching people on TV. And he said, yeah, mommy, everybody watch TV. And he said, this world is full of everybody. I don't want my children to be like that. Instead of watching people on TV, do something. And instead of you watching people, people will watch you on TV. And it was a prophetic message from the mother to the child. That was the beginning. And no wonder he was able to be sharp from dumbness and became one of the best. And separated the twins who were born with their head together. So the conditioning from home, parents who did not even have education as a benefit, fine, fantastic. You brought children. Look, it's your responsibility to look for somebody who can help them in their education. The choices of the things they have to do. God will not hold you accountable for giving birth to them, but God will definitely hold you accountable for not giving them the right direction they should go. Because that's your responsibility as a parent. And the fact that you don't have that in-depth knowledge, look for it. It's important. So, Eda, thank you so much. You said that. Thank you so much for what you brought in. I saw a hand here. Let me take that final. Oh, you're sure? Are you sure? You're fine? You change your mind? All right. Any other question for you guys? You are thinking. You have a question? Sure? You have a question? You have a question? No question? No question? All right. So now we're going to turn into something that I believe it is going to be very interesting now. We are looking at the papers you have in your hands. And I'm going to use some few minutes for us to look at that. But this goes for the adults. I'm going to push this with you. It is very important. This world is a jungle, especially on this continent. Only the strong survives. You're going to be strong. Very, very important. We need a mindset that will get us to start thinking differently, even when we're going to look at our career in a minute. What you believe determines how you interpret the world around you. If you believe what you have in your hand is nothing, it will be nothing. That's a matter of principle. The mind is such a powerful thing. And I like how Jim put it. Fear is the disease. Belief is the cure. The only disability is when you believe you are incapable. You are what you think. This is for this. I'm really focusing on it because I realize that some of us are in chains. Because we have conditioned, we've been told, we have accepted it. And for that reason, we are average. You can't live average life and die averagely. Because there's no average heaven anywhere. Whatever thoughts you accept in the mind over the time become a stronghold that control you. And it determines your success or your failure. Do you see how many people who wake up in the morning joining the queue to buy a wache or kenke in the morning? There are two types of hunger. Today I want to push you to the second one you have not looked at. Hunger for food and hunger for success. Which one are you hungry for? You wake up in the morning, you have done absolutely nothing, and you are joining queue to buy wache or kenke in the morning. God have mercy. Your hunger is your stomach. My friend Pastor T.K. Manson put it this way. So when an African see a fat-looking cow, he think of a benkwine. For somebody else, when he see a fat-looking cow, he think about shoes, bag, chairs, ideas comes into the mind. There's one part of it that I really want to focus. I'll skip all this, and that will be just one thing. Everything around you started as a thought. So I want you to pause a minute. What is going through your brains right now? What are you thinking? For the college students, you've chosen a course, you probably don't like it, or you enjoy the course, whether you have a passion or not. But the question that comes to you, what are your thoughts when you think about the course you have done? And this is a very typical of us, and we know, as a man thinketh, so is he. So I want to push you onto this. This is where my focus of conversation will be before we do anything. The words that you hear you saying to you and the words that you say to yourself, they are mere words. This is the cycle of thought. Everything you see started as a thought. The chairs, the decoration. When you look up here, the steps, look at how the podium, beautiful, is a thought. Every good thing starts with what? A thought. This thought circle, we need to break some of us how we think through things. We allowed our brains to think things that are so evil and negative. And that is the more reason why when you start thinking about all the sad things that have ever happened to you, you start sharing tears. And when you project on the good ones, you start happy, smiling. But look at the process. The words translate into action. And it's not just that, though. The actions then becomes your habit. And the habit forms part of your character. And the character is what ends up as your destiny. If you want to change anything, this is where you break loose. Change it. Change it. We think evil, and some of you don't be like the people you have witnessed being evil. We think evil. Sometimes I've questioned myself. Look, I've been born with him. I don't get it. I've been born. Your boss, sorry, I've been born. That's what it. What the laptop a busy ho? Maybe a laptop missing a bit form. Now what ho? A very form. A very form. A very form. Now boom! Was a man can't. Oh, you bay for now. Bay for now. What is it? Ajumoni. Manya juma brana be ye juma ne kakra oba akwadworo okwa juma na wo da. Ajumboni. Ye do aba school. O ma me bre wo fie besua de wo sori a na wada. Ebre did anyway. You speak Ga? You don't speak Ga? Who speak Ga? You speak Ga? Say this in Ga for me. Say adwene na anya adwuma obode no bre rough. Can you say it in Ga? Say adwene no anya adwuma obode no a bre rough. Try it and let's see. If you get it wrong, I'll tell you. But go on. Microphone, put it in your mouth closer. Yeah. I like it. Say it again. That is too short. Adwene na anya adwuma o body no bre rough. I like the nche. That is enough. That shows that yes. So it is important for us to really project and put it in there. This is how the thought process starts with you. Now you have these papers. I would like you to turn into this side. This side. We are using only this side. The back one is for you to take home with you. What do you want to become in life? Those of you in college, I will have 2 tests for you to do. But I'll send it, and then they can actually help you get it done. It asks us simple questions here. Why did you choose your current course of studies? A, I have a passion for the field. B, family and friends recommendation. C, high job prospect. D, I was unsure, so I picked whatever was available. Question number 2. I want you to just reflect. By the way, if you want to be able to answer it, you can also answer them. Okay, as we go on. Number 2. When studying a subject in my chosen course, how do I feel? A, excited and eager to learn more. B, neutral, just getting through it. C, stressed and uninterested. D, completely lost and disengaged. If you choose number 2, we can go to number 3. Because you are not writing, you have folded your arms. Why? Are you not in college? Yeah. Huh? Participate. Get a pen and paper and do some. Do some. Yeah? Let's try and get. When you don't get involved, it becomes more like a comedy, which is not. I really want you to take it a bit serious. That is if you are in college and the focus is for you. I've seen some of the parents who are seriously writing. And if you are not, then something is not right. Do you see yourself working in the career related to your course after graduation? A, yes. I can't wait for me to get started. B, maybe, but I have doubts. C, no, I don't think this is the right fit for me. Check the child over there. Check the child over there, please. Thank you. Let's move on to question number 4. Question number 4. What are your strengths in academics? Analytical and problem solving, creative and innovative, communication and leadership, technical or practical hands-on skills. This is so very engaging. You choose which one applies to you, or you can even check all of it if it does. Number 5. Have you engaged in any internship, part-time